is Michelle from Faber-Castell USA and Creativity for Kids. And we are so happy that you're joining us today. I have Meredith, who you see on the screen there, and she's going to unbox and show us how to create our own sunflower garden. So I'm going to go ahead on mute. If you have any questions, like Lindsay said, go ahead and put that in the Q&A and let's craft together. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Lindsay. I'm so happy to be here with you all my friends out there. So we usually start by unboxing our craft. And let's get an overhead shot down. So we're working on the sunflower garden today. And I have a little sample here, which you can see is just starting to grow right in there. I don't know if you can see it. And also I have our sunflower garden book. So we're going to switch things around a little bit. And I'd like to share with you the book that we created that's included in your kit. So go ahead and just relax for a little bit, and I'm going to read this to you. All right, My Sunflower Garden by Casey. So my friend Casey wrote this and illustrated it. All right, first I added seeds to the dirt. And you can see the little seed stickers being added to the dirt. Then I waited for it to rain and for the sun to come out. So Casey has drawn little raindrops and sun rays shining down and raining down on our little seed sticker. And after the sun came out, the seed grew into a little plant the very next day. So you can see a little leaf popping up out of the soil. And the little plant grew more every time it rained and was sunny. So you can see here 2 leaves coming off of the stem and out of the soil. And over here we have a little ladybug friend and our sun. The rain clouds and sunshine were so happy that the flowers grew. And here you can see our rain cloud holding hands with our sun. And now our sunflower is totally bloomed and you can see the flower. The bees were so happy to visit the new flowers. So they all look like their friends up here. We have a little beehive and our sunflower. And the birds love to visit the flowers too. So we have our cute mama bird up here and our little baby birds up in their nest. And the sunflowers kept getting bigger and bigger and making more friends. So you can see this sunflower is so big, it reaches across the page and a friendly butterfly has come to visit. So we have 1, 2, 3 ladybugs and a butterfly. Soon, sunflowers were all I could see. Oh, that would be so pretty to see a field of sunflowers. A sunflower garden makes everyone happy. So we have our caterpillar and our bee and our little ladybugs and butterflies and our smiley cloud and our smiley sun. The end. All right. So let's take a look and see what we get inside our kit. We have our handy dandy instructions, our soil, our pot for planting. Ooh, our sunflower seeds. And then everything else is in this little bag. Let's open it up and see. Ah, these are the stickers that we saw in our book. And some of these stickers we didn't see that were used. So we have a squirrel, a little watering can, a rainbow. Wow. Here's our sunflowers and our sunflower seeds, our bees and ladybug. And then all of the steps of how our sunflower grew, as well as our caterpillar and our little smiley cloud sticker. And here's our markers and our sunflower garden book. So you can see using the markers, you can color your book however you'd like. And this is how we colored ours. And then you can write your own story inside the book. So you're given all of these blank pages to add your stickers and write your own book about a sunflower. So we'll put those aside. And let's open up our bags. Now this pot is special. It has little holes in the bottom. And that's so when we water our soil, it doesn't get too wet. It only gets wet enough to keep our seed nice and moist for growing. And here's the little dish that catches the water when you water your plant. So if you don't have this kit at home, we recommend finding a little pot or container that you can put holes in the bottom for drainage of the water. And you might want to put it on a little tray or a little plate to catch the water so it doesn't make a mess. Here's our sunflower seeds. And again, if you don't have this kit, you can always go to a garden center and you can find your own sunflower seeds, as well as some potting mix, which is what this is. It's a nice potting soil that you would put in a container, and then you can put your seeds inside and they'll grow very nicely in there. They just need some water and some sunshine. Okay, and here's my little example I'll put out of the way. All right, let's look at what step one is. Step one, decorate your pot. All right, and we can see they're using our stickers to decorate the pot. All right, knowing that we're going to use some of these stickers in our storybook as well, I'm only going to use the stickers that I don't see adding to the storybook. So I'm going to put our rainbow out onto our pot like this. And if you have other stickers at home, you can add those too. And our cute little squirrel who's holding a sunflower seed. How adorable is that? There you go. Right there. And I think I do want a flower on here too. So I think I will put the stem with the leaves like this. And then the flower head on top. I'll put a giant one up there. Oh, that's too giant. I think it would go off of our pot, so we have to use a less giant one. There we go. And we'll just overlap it a little on the leaves. All right, ta-da! Our pot is decorated almost all the way. I think I'd like to add a little bee as well. So a bee to visit our sunflower on our pot. Bee. Cute. All right, and if you don't have stickers and you would like to decorate a pot, sometimes you can use acrylic paint, which would stay, even if you get water on it, it would be okay. So yeah, that's another idea. Okay, what do we do next? Next thing, let's get growing. All right, you'll be starting a few of your seeds indoors. So watch the life cycle as your sunflowers grow from small seeds to plants. Save the rest of the seeds to plant outdoors. Since climate and growing times vary depending upon where you live, refer to the growing information on the back of your seed pack. There's our seed pack. There it is. Oh, I see. Refer to the back of the seed pack. You can also consult your local gardening center for even more planting information. All right, so open up your potting mix and add about 1/4 cup of water. Squish the bag until the potting mix clumps together like clay. Add more water as needed. Okay. So I'm going to put a paper towel down here just in case we spill our water. And we'll open this up. And you might want to do this over a sink just in case you do spill. Close it back up and we'll squish it around. So you want to squish it until there isn't any loose soil in your bag. And I still see some loose soil down here. I'm going to add some more water. Okay. There we go. Squishing it in this bag is really fun. And you're just making sure it's all nice and damp to make it a nice little environment for your seed. All right, the next thing we do is place the potting mix inside the pot and lightly press it into place. So we'll dump it in. And you're going to get your fingers a little bit dirty by doing this, but just go ahead and push it in. There you go, just like that. So it's not like too tightly pushed in. It's just pushed in enough to make a nice even surface. And then you can use your paper towel to wipe off your hands. All right, place a few seeds about 1.5 inches apart in your pot. Do not crowd the pot or the seeds will not grow. Push them down about 1 inch, covering them with soil. All right, so I have about 4 seeds in my hand. You can see them here. They have pretty little white stripes on them. So we'll go ahead and you can actually use a pencil if you want to make 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like it said in the instructions, go down about an inch when you make your holes. And then you can just drop your seeds right in each hole. There we go. And this is what's so fun about our grow kits. You can watch from just these little seeds. You can see plants, how quick and easy they grow under the right conditions. And the right conditions, of course, are light and water. So I'm just using the end of my pencil to cover up the seeds with the soil. So they are all planted in the soil now. So you can't see them. They're all nice and hidden under there. All right. Place the pot near a sunny window, and in about 14 to 21 days, you should start to see little leaves sprout up. All right. So I'm going to see if you can see the little leaves that are right in here.
Wow,
Oh,
look at that.
there they are. Do you see?
Look at that seed.
All right, so important note, if your potting mix dries out, your sunflowers may not grow. If your seeds are not growing after 21 days, try replanting new seeds. So in here, there's a lot more seeds. So be sure to keep your sunflower pack, and you could even like just fold it over and maybe tape it so your sunflower seeds stay inside. Now, all right, now it's time to set this aside and work on our book. Okay, let's clear off our surface. And again, if you do not have this kit at home, it's okay. You can always just take some paper and fold it in half a couple times and make your own, including the process of making your own sunflower pot, like how you decorated it, and then how you planted the seeds. Or it could be about how you love sunflowers or other types of flowers. Or it could be about the different types of insects that come and visit your sunflowers. There's a lot of different things to write about. Michelle, do we have any questions out there before we move on?
No, we don't. We don't have any questions at all. I think we're all following it along. I do see Tara raised her hand. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to unmute. So please put your question in the Q&A box. Thank you.
Oh, great. And if that question does come about, just go ahead and ask, and I'm happy to help however I can. Okay, so while you are waiting for your seeds to sprout, it's time to write your sunflower story. Of your book, you can decide what you want to write about. Here are a few suggestions to get you started. 1, color the cover of your book and add your name inside. So you can add your name where it says author. So maybe we go ahead and we color some of our cover, and we can ask our friends which colors I should use. So we have blue, green, yellow, orange, red, brown, and black. What color should we color in the word sunflower And which color should we color in the word garden? All right, Michelle, let me know if anyone has an opinion of which one of these colors we should color in the word sunflower.
We actually have a question before we choose the colors.
Oh, sure.
Any suggestions for when they grow too big for the pot?
Oh, yeah. So
They do
we are
grow
hoping.
big.
Yes, they're very big. Sunflowers get very large. So we're hoping that they do get very big for the pot. And what you would do is you would carefully remove the soil and the plant from your pot and either move it into a larger pot, or you could dig a hole out in your garden or outside in your in the dirt, and then plant your sunflower seedling out in nature. So either move it to a larger pot and add some more potting soil, or you could move it outside in the nice weather and it would grow.
Thank you, Meredith.
You're very welcome.
We do have a friend who suggested yellow for the sunflower and green for the garden.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take that suggestion and color in. So using these markers, it goes really quick and fun coloring in our book. But you could also use colored pencils. You could use crayons. You could use a lot of different art materials to color in your book. And if you do have art materials from other kits, like stickers, you could add those too. There you go. There's sunflower. Beautiful choice. All right, now I have another question for our friends out there, Michelle. I'm wondering if anybody knows the name of the butterfly that has orange on its wings. Does anyone know what kind of butterfly has orange on its wings?
I have some friends, and I believe they are correct with their answers. I've got Tara and Lindsay both replying monarch.
Wonderful. Tara and Lindsay, you are very well educated in butterflies. You are correct. Now, does anyone know what type of butterfly might have blue on their wings? Do we have any guesses out there?
Not yet. Our friends may need a little bit of help. Do you have a hint for them?
It is an action that you would do when you take a sip of water. So that's part of the name. Michelle, do you have a guess?
No. Wow. You have stumped me today.
Should I go ahead and tell you?
Sure.
What do you think? Should I go ahead and share?
Yes.
Okay, it's a swallowtail. So swallowtail butterflies have some blue on their wings. All right, I'm going to keep on coloring here. But first, let's look back at our instructions. All right, so it said to color the cover of your book and add your name inside. So since Tara has come up a couple times. Let's add Tara's name. What do you think about that?
Perfect.
T-A-R-A. All right, Tara. Now draw some dirt and add a few seed stickers. Okay. Dirt is normally brown, and so I'm going to use the brown, and I'm going to do some squiggles. Squiggles are a really quick and easy way to create a look of some pattern or some texture in your illustrations. So instead of just coloring all like this back and forth, which you can do that too, you can do whatever you want, but squiggles sometimes add a little bit more interest. So here's what squiggles look like. And then
Hey, Meredith.
Yep.
We have a question from one of our friends. Should we water the pot at the end once we're done planting?
So in our instructions, let's refer back. It says that, I feel like we should, just to give it a little bit of a drink, although our potting mix is wet because we added the water at the beginning and we smushed it around inside the bag, I don't think it would hurt to add a little bit more water. What it does say in the instructions is if your potting soil gets dry, then go ahead and add more water. You don't want it to really become dry. So we can go ahead and add a little bit more water though. I don't think that would hurt at all. So thank you for the suggestion out there. Here we go. And just know that if you do add a little too much water, the water will come down into the tray below.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you for that suggestion. Okay, right. Add some dirt and then add a few seed stickers. So this is just like what we did for our planting of our seeds in our pot. So there's one. And here's two. Right there. All right, and of course I want to add a sunshine because the sunshine is going to be important in this process. And here's the sun rays coming down on our seeds. And it's a happy sun, so I'm going to give it a happy face. One eye, two eyes, and a smile. So here's our first illustration. All right. Ooh, number 3 of our suggestions, don't forget to add the water. Use the watering can sticker or the rain cloud sticker. All right, we just happen to have our watering can sticker right here. And I will tilt it to make it look like water's coming out. And add some little water drops. And it's watering all the way over here too. Here we go. Here's our first illustration now. All right. Now, after the rain, you might see a beautiful rainbow. Let's go ahead and draw a rainbow. We already used the rainbow sticker, so we can go ahead and just draw our rainbow. So So I'll start with the ground, which I'm going to have a grassy ground. So to create grass very quickly, I just do motions like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. You can see what it looks like that. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And grass is usually a little bit different height, so it's okay if some of your blades of grass are taller than others. Yeah. There we go. And our rainbow will have orange in it.
We have another question.
Mm-hmm.
How big do sunflowers grow?
What was the question?
How big do sunflowers grow?
Oh, okay. So there are so many different types of sunflowers out there. Many of them grow in different heights. So let's see what it says here. It says that these, okay, the growing space is 6 to 8 inches. Let's see if it says on here.
And also these are sunspot sunflowers. So I believe it grows 36 to 50 inches tall.
Right, so it says right here on our packet that they can spread about 12 inches and get as high as 4 feet. So that might be taller than some of you out there. So these can get very tall. And there are different types of sunflowers that stay a little bit shorter. But yeah, once your sunflower starts growing in your pot, once it gets big enough, you can go ahead and plant it outside and see if it will get up to 4 feet, which is 48 inches tall. That was a great question. I'm glad we brought that up. I didn't know until I read that. All right, we're going to have some yellow in our rainbow. And I think I would like some blue in our rainbow. You can make your rainbow whatever colors you want. I'm just using these colors because I think they'll look pretty together. Now, does anyone out there know when the best time to see a rainbow is? When would you see a rainbow? Michelle?
We may need to give our friends a little bit of a hint.
Okay. So after the rain and when the sun comes out, has anyone ever seen a rainbow then?
There we go. We have Lindsay answering after it rains, and Tara answering when after it rains and the sun is out. Both are correct.
Yay, very good. All right, so we have our smiley cloud here and our smiley sunshine. Yay. So as you guys are watching here, you're seeing that I'm not adding any words yet. And you can always go back and you can add words on the other side of the page, or you can add your words anywhere on the page that you've illustrated as well. All right, let's keep going. So number 4 after the rain, you might see a beautiful rainbow, which is what we just drew. And then number 5, watch as your seeds start to sprout and the leaves get bigger and bigger. So we can use another sticker for that. So it would be as our seed starts to sprout. So we'll have our layer of dirt. And this time I'm going to make little squiggles to make the dirt. Like that. And then I'll do a layer of grass over the dirt. And do this. So we have 2 different patterns already, squiggles and uppy downy marks. And then watching the seeds start to sprout, we need a stem with leaves on it to make it look like it's sprouting. So here's our leaves. We'll put one on this side. And we'll put one on the other side. And this is truly what it will probably look like. You'll see a couple little leaves start coming up out of the soil. And you won't see a flower yet, but the leaves are going to grow and they're going to absorb sunlight, and it's going to rain, or you're going to water your soil and it's going to absorb some water, and more those seeds will start to grow bigger. All right. And then it says that your sunflowers will start to bloom. So I'm going to go ahead and add all of these stems. So then we can add our sunflower stickers on top of the stems. Oh, and maybe I'll add some leaves on here because we just said how important those leaves are. Oh, we should probably put our grass back down here so it doesn't look like our stems are just floating out in outer space. There we go. And our leaves. And our sunflowers. Here is the giant sunflower. We'll put him in the middle. Whoa, it was really big. It looks like both of these are that one sunflower. And then we'll put this one over here. And it's okay if they overlap a little bit. So maybe I'll just draw another sunflower in the background a little bit. Or just some of the petals. So here's our 3 sunflowers that have grown. Oh, all right. The next page, it says the bees come to help pollinate the flowers. All right, so let's go ahead and draw one sunflower and then add some bee stickers. And you don't have to add the stickers if you don't want. You can always just draw your own little bumblebees that are coming, or pollinator bees that are coming to the sunflowers. There we go. And here's our little bumbles. Actually, I'm not sure if they're bumblebees, but I know they are a certain type of bee. Here's one, and here's 2. And since bees fly, you can kind of illustrate that by making little marks as to where the bee has flown from. And that will create a little bit of motion around your page, which makes it more interesting to look at. So it looks like this bee may have landed here and has flown all the way up here. And this bee has come from the leaf. So it was at the leaf and it flew all the way up here. Oh, okay. Our 8th page, a hungry bird stops by for a little snack. Now this little bird is going to be snacking on a sunflower seed. So here's our bird, and I'm going to use another one of our sunflower seed stickers. And it's going to be carrying the sunflower seed in its feet. So you can see like that. And it's just hanging out in the grass next to the sunflower. So we've run out of sunflower stickers, so we're going to have to draw our own. So here's our stem. Here's our sunflower leaf. And then our sunflower has a brown center. And that's actually where all the seeds are. So if you were to look at a real sunflower, you would see all these little sunflower seeds all lined up in a circular pattern as the center of the sunflower. Now we're going to make our yellow petals. And like I was mentioning before, there are many different types of sunflowers out there. And some sunflowers have really skinny little petals, and some sunflowers have a little bit larger and wider petals. So let's look, what kind of petals do we see on here? Oh, it looks like they're pretty wide at the base, and then they get a little bit skinnier at the tip. And it looks like there's kind of more orange in the center as well. So you can draw your sunflowers however you'd like, but you can also use this as inspiration as to what you'd like your sunflower to look like. Here we are. And I think I would like to add some orange to mine. So I'll just put some orange around the brown and then outline some of my yellow petals with the orange. So now I have to make the stem go all the way up to the flower. There we go. Ta-da!
That looks great.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. Number 9, now enjoy all the beautiful sunflowers in your garden. Number 10 says, what else do you want to include in your story? Let's ask that to our friends out there. Does someone have a suggestion as to what else I should draw on this page in our book? We have some butterfly stickers, a sunshine, ladybugs, a caterpillar. Does that inspire you to think of what we should draw on this page of our book? What do you guys think?
A big smiling sun.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A big garden with bugs. Some nice ideas. Thank you.
Very good ideas. So we can do a little bit of both. A big smiling sun. So that sunshine is taking up a lot of the page.
And we have another suggestion, maybe a
Mhm.
bunch of creatures around the flower.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I like all of your suggestions. So we can do a little bit of everything. There's our big smiling sun. I have to make it smiling. And there's our sun. And then the next suggestion was, what was it, Michelle?
A big garden with bugs or a bunch of creatures around a flower.
Okay, so I'm gonna make lots of little flowers to represent a big garden. And then it's such a big garden that it's gonna go on this page too. So those are all my stems. And then this time I'm gonna make the grass just like this. Just by coloring the bottom of the page green. So far, we've got our stems for our big garden, our big smiling sunshine, and then we need to make our sunflowers. So I'm going to give them orange centers rather than brown. So I'm going to put the centers in first. This is so fun. What a great set of suggestions. This is looking so cute. And then all of our petals, I'm going to do it very quickly and kind of instead of drawing one petal at a time, I'm just going to keep my marker on the paper and move my hand around in a circular shape while creating petal shapes. So it's easier to see me doing that than to actually understand what I just said. So just like this. So these might not all look exactly like sunflowers, but they do look like flowers, and it does represent a giant garden. And then you can always go back in and really make the shape of the petals if you'd like. But right now we're just doing a representation of what sunflowers are. And two more. And these markers are very nice and juicy still. After illustrating our book, they are still ready to color and draw even more. All right. Oh my gosh, look how pretty this looks. All right. And now we need our little creatures and friends to visit around the flowers. There's a bumblebee and a butterfly. Actually, we'll use this butterfly. Hello. I'm visiting flower number 1. And then our cute ladybugs. Wow, this is definitely giving a lot of nice color in our illustration. There we go. Maybe a couple more bees. All right, what do we think?
Great job. Wow. You made that really come to life.
Yeah, thank you all for your suggestions and for your recommendations of our book. Now, again, you can make whatever story you want and illustrate it however you'd like. And we would love to see your book. If you have an adult or a parent who would like to take pictures and share with us up on our social media, on our Facebook, or hashtag Creativity for Kids on our Instagram, we can't wait to see what you've created and how your sunflower is growing. What do you think, Michelle?
That sounds great. And thank you all for participating and watching and helping us with some suggestions. Our next class that we're going to host is going to be in May, and it's going to be with our new fairy door. So we are so excited to show you the butterfly fairy door. And you can sign up on michaels.com in the next few days.
Wonderful. Thank you, friends, for joining me, and I can't wait to create with you again. Bye.